Toronto Raptors starting off the season with a 97-94 win over Minnesota at home, and great start for the Raptors and their fans, obviously. Pascal Siakam, a little bit of a slow start for him offensively. Didn't shoot the ball particularly well. Still finished with 15 and 7, 6 assists. Dennis Schroeder, welcome to the team. I was so happy when they signed him. A lot of people still making comments over that contract that he fumbled with the Lakers, but you know what? I'm happy to have him. We went from having the slowest point guard in the league, starting point guard anyways, in Fred VanVleet, to one of the quickest point guards in the league in Dennis. So happy to see the pace pick up a little bit. I know that the points there Raptors didn't even get to 97, but the defensive intensity was amazing. Scotty was great. Scotty's not a guy, just like OG, not a guy that you're necessarily going to draw up plays for. They're more of guys that let the game come to them. They're going to score off some hustle points. They'll hit some threes. They'll get some offensive rebounds. And they did a bit of everything today. Both were great defensively. Yak was perfect from the field, 3 for 3, 7 points, 11 rebounds, protected the paint well. OG, again, great. The starting lineup did their job. Everybody shot pretty well, like I said, for the most part, except Pascal. Bench. This is going to be an interesting development for Toronto and the roster here. Now, Coach Darko had said that he wanted to run with 10 players pretty much every game, which I like and I respect. But like I said, this team did not get to 100 points today. But that being said, Precious dropped 24 points, 4 for 9, 8 rebounds. You know, he was dialed in because it didn't get to an extension with Toronto, so he's playing this out, going to be restricted at the end of the season. Gary Trent Jr. also in a contract year. He picked up his option, but not really sure if he's going to be back with his team. And a lot of these guys, both on the bench and the starting lineup, the win is great. You know these guys are going to be happy with the win, but you have to think that a lot of these guys here are going to be unhappy with the production because a lot of the guys on this team, I'm going to say 4 to 6 of them for sure. 4. You know, guys like OG think that they're a focal point of an offense, and he's going to stumble his way into 16, 22 points, sometimes 25, just when he's feeling it, the game comes to him. Thad Young didn't play. Chris Boucher did not play. Garrett Temple, you're not going to see too much of, and probably Otto Porter Jr. as well. Just want to see really how this season plays out. Like I said, winning is obviously the most important thing, but guys are going to want to get their numbers. Pascal does not have a contract after the end of the season, and you know that he's going to want the Supermax. He's going to want to make All-NBA, and led the team along with Dennis with 17 shots from the field. Didn't do too well, and this team is going to obviously bounce back. Their scoring is going to be more distributed, as Masai and Coach Darko said. This is not going to be an ISO-heavy team like it's been in previous seasons. And it's great to see if you're a fan, and probably if you're a player as well, because the ball is going to be swinging around. The ball will find you, and if you are open, Coach is going to want you to take the shot. And when the ball is kind of skipping around and everybody is touching the ball, even if you're not taking the shots per se, a lot of guys are just going to be happier because they're not standing around watching like years prior with this team. Think of teams that have James Harden on it, where guys just kind of watching around up and down and not doing too much. Guys are going to be happier playing the system. I just want to see what's going to happen with production. Raptors have a game on Friday, and then also back at home on Saturday, taking on the 76ers. To be honest, going to the season, I wasn't really sure how to project this team because I wasn't sure really what direction the team wanted to go in. I know that they're pushing for the playoffs. That's the goal. Their goal is probably to make the playoffs and not to play in. But just with the talent on this team, I just don't know. There's just so many teams ahead of them that I just don't know realistically where they could finish. If everything is firing on all cylinders, it wouldn't be out of the question for them to finish something like 7th or 8th. But if they get into the play-in, it's going to be difficult because there are a lot of teams in the East with an upward trajectory. Teams like Atlanta, Orlando, Indiana's gotten better. There's a lot of teams trending upwards, and not too many teams below them that are getting worse. So, like I said, going to be really interested to see. I'm going to be at the game on Saturday. Want to get a feel of the vibe and everything, what's going on in the stadium, how the players are in that game, and also, like I said, on Friday. But couldn't have been happier with just starting the season off with a win. And really interested to see how this team ends up finishing. Leave your comments, leave your thoughts in the comments, and I'm going to be checking with you every game. Take care, everybody.